I am filming this moist. Yeah, my hair needs to take a damn chill pill. We're just gonna do the beanie. We're just gonna do the classic Jay Morse Review Guy beanie look. Alright. Hey, Review family, my name is Jay Morse Review Guy. I'm back again to bring you another video, and in this one I'm going to be covering the brand new Show Me the Body album, Dog Whistle. Show Me the Body is a three-man hardcore punk band from New York formed in 2016. This is their second studio-length album, and they're signed to Loma Vista Recordings. Now, if you don't know, Loma Vista is kind of very tight-knit, and the roster is very impressive, boasting people like Ghost and Health and St. Vincent. I believe Denzel Curry signed to them currently. Quite a few. Andrew Bird signed to them, Injury Reserve. Quite a few bands and artists that I do enjoy populate it. So for Show Me the Body being so extreme and being so early into their career, it's kind of impressive they're on it. And when I said extreme, I really mean extreme. Show Me the Body performs a very eclectic style of hardcore punk that they mix with hip-hop elements, that they mix with sludge metal and a lot of noise music and distortion. I'm going to use their previous album, Body War, as a good example. If you do or do not like that album, chances are I would say give this one a chance, because they do have a lot of stylistic differences. Body War was constantly ferocious. It was constantly visceral. It was constantly trying to be so abrasive, so heavy, that a lot of the message that it was trying to convey and a lot of the finite details were kind of lost in all of the noise, were lost in all of the chaos that the band was really performing. And unless you were listening with just really clear ears and were just really open to the idea of this heaviness, you were really going to just miss so much. It was just going to fly over your head. It's a very good album, don't get me wrong, it's just different. I've been meaning to review some more punk, so I figured I would. Last year wasn't without some great releases, such as Beartooth's album Disease, which got on my top 5, as well as Idol's album Joy is an Act of Resistance, which I didn't get around to review, but is a really nice punk album. Don't get me wrong, Dog Whistle is still extremely heavy. It's 11 tracks, 28 minutes, out in a blitz. It's a blitzkrieg, it is extremely heavy, and it doesn't really let up. And the noise is present, the sludge metal elements are present, and pretty much everything that made Show Me the Body on their previous album are still present. I would just say they're maybe slowed down a little bit, and they pay a little bit more mind to patience. From the patient intro of the intro track Camp Orchestra, which is very low-tuned and murky, and then it goes into that throttling, almost Pantera groove metal inspired guitar riff at the about 2.5 minute point. It really takes its time to build up this atmosphere, this foreboding thing, and then it just goes from 1 to 100 really fast into just this really groovy, nice riff. I would not say that the vocals are doing anything beyond hardcore punk standards that's gonna blow you away. It's the type of thing that if you like the vocals, you're gonna like them, and if not, you're probably not, because they're very raspy, very throaty, very shouty, very angsty. Basically every hardcore punk band ever. The repetition just is so earwormy, and it's so noisy, and it's so abrasive, and the drums are throttling in the background right up against this juicy riff that the guitar is really playing. Sounds very metallic, but it still sounds very organic. Almost sounds like in a live setting, especially with that kind of soaked, reverbed distortion effect that is laid on the vocals. Loving the heavy, distorted bass on Not For Love and the shouted vocals, especially when the instrumental just completely blows out and leaves and he's still shouting at the end. The drums, once again, are a little bit more distant in the mix, but they're still nice on this track. The one thing about this album is the mix is a little bit inconsistent in my personal opinion, and it can sometimes muddy these really great hardcore punk performances that I would like to hear a little bit more clearly. Sometimes the vocals or the drums or the guitar or the bass or the distortion or the electronics can really drown out one another. Animal in a Dream is a nice breathing break from the rest of the track listing. It's very noisy. I shouldn't really say it's a nice breathing point, but it has spoken word. There's no drums, there's no guitars, there's no like screamed vocals, but it is very noisy. Not unlike something you would hear like off of Daughter's album that they released last year, You Won't Get What You Want. Badge Grabber is a return to form right away. The vocals are monstrous. I would even dare say that they are turned up even more. The dial is turned up, and the guitars sound even more metallic. They almost sound metalcore inspired on this track, especially with those lower tuned parts when they're going toe-to-toe with Sense, and the drums are throttling once again. Love the cymbal hits and the hi-hats. They sound really great on this track. They are much more audible than some of the other tracks where I do feel like the drums can get a little drowned out. Now I Know is such a perfect, just almost sounds no way wave inspired. It is so deadpan, so frigid. I love how in the middle he just starts just muttering into the mic with this just rolling, distorted guitar just overlaying with so much distortion, sounding so sludgy and fuzzed out and blown out. It's so great. It is just harsh noise, and when the latter half comes around, it bursts right back into just kind of low, sludgy feel. It really does feel sludge metal inspired with those guitars and drums, I swear to God, and he sounds monstrous once again on this track, just like, "He's not okay, I'm going to get what I need." US Lullaby really does feel like a live session. It is so well mixed that you really do feel like you're just in the studio with them, and it does not feel commercialized. It does not feel like it's mixed like too professionally, and I really like that for a hardcore punk album. I think that's kind of a necessity in a lot of ways, although I will make exceptions occasionally. But this is such a massive way to end the album. What an insane noise piece, with the guitars just overlaying with these drums that are much more audible in the mix again. I don't know what's up with these drums in the mix. These brief pauses in this instrumental are just choking. They choke you, they feel claustrophobic, they feel like you have no room to breathe. They just create such an atmosphere that you have to listen to it for yourself. And he's just screaming at the top of his lungs over this, and you can feel so much of this anger and rage, and that's something so great about punk music, is it feels so inspirited and empowered. Unfortunately, this isn't going to be for everyone, and I do say check it out even if you didn't like Body War, but much like Body War, I do think that sometimes things can be lost. I think things can be muddied. I think in the abrasiveness they lose some of their message and some of their focus, but nonetheless, this is still a really nice punk album, one of the best, actually the best I've heard this year thus far, and definitely something I would see myself returning to. I highly suggest it, and it's not for everyone, so tread lightly. I'm going to be giving this album a 7 out of 10. And that is a wrap. Yo, stay for the end screen. I'll link some videos you might be interested in. Like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. I'll talk to you guys next time. My name is Jay Morse, Review Guy, and I'm signing off saying farewell.